Yeah, the little video response while we're being serenaded by Philip Phillips. You know, Philip Phillips, I believe he got his big break from that whole Singing with the Stars or Dancing with the Stars or whatever. I remember when I first heard his name, though, like, Philip Phillips? Really? Your mama named you that? But no, you're not alone. Oh, make his place call home. Man, I don't understand those shows. I worked for a guy. Man, him and his wife loved him. They loved it because people get up there and they sing cover songs, and because of how much you like that cover song, something clicks with you, and then you like the person singing the cover song. But Chase could probably back me up on this, that as a bar band, it gets annoying as hell to always do cover songs, especially when they want you to play Freebird, and it totally, if you're not an amazing guitarist like him, it about wrecks your daggum hands, at least for the next song. But I digress. What's this video about anyway? Electric devices. And to quote Reward Audacity again, I'd hate to sound like an old timer being like, if man were meant to fly, he'd have been born with wings. Are we sometimes like that when it comes to electrically powered equipment? But I can tell you about a story. And golly, not to like bring up the whole University of South Florida thing every 2 damn seconds. I must be insecure about my intelligence. But the College of Engineering at that time had a full electric powered vehicle. It was a Chevrolet S10 and regular cab, of course, because extra cabs weren't all that popular back in 1994 and 1995. But the bed was made up entirely of deep cycle batteries. That's the amount of battery storage capacity that was needed for this vehicle to even do anything significant. I can't remember what stage they called it or what mode. Like we've talked in the past, like mode 3 hybrid versus mode 2 versus mode 1. This one was fully electric, so maybe it's in a different category. And they had a solar grid also, and the College of Engineering sort of worked with that. And I was very interested in being a part of that program. It fascinated me. The point I'm trying to make, though, is storage capacity. That thing, we could probably research it on the internets, but I am going to just go ahead and blow an answer out of my ass. I will tell you that truck probably didn't have the ability with any significant speed to go any further than 20 to 50 miles. We can look it up to see for sure, but to any significance, it wouldn't happen. And any of you that have had boats, you know, like your deep cycle batteries and stuff, how long it takes to actually recharge them. I had a battery theory course a while back, and what it stated was essentially a battery usually recharges at a similar rate to what it was discharged. So if, for example, you start your car and it pulls off 100 amps in 5 seconds, it'll try to recharge itself at the rate of 100 amps in 5 seconds. A vehicle battery quickly recovers from a start. However, if you leave your light on all night long on the inside of it, and over the course of 2 days the battery goes dead and it discharged at the rate of 3 amps over 24 hours, imagine the mathematics of the recharging. So if you recharged it, it would essentially hold on to those electrons back onto the plates at a rate of 3 amps over the course of 24 hours. If you look on your battery, there's a sticker usually, and it'll actually give an amp hour rating. That's a factor. It shows how quickly, at what rate, and how long of a discharge life capacity and recharge life capacity it has. Now you can override that, and the side effect is like excessive heat and everything else. Fast forward to today. I want to say, I'm going to just blow another statistic out of my ass. A vehicle, the Chevy, what's it called? The Bolt, not the Volt, but the Bolt, B-O-L-T, can go something like 300 to 350 miles. Now, it didn't weigh as much as that S10 did. However, it can also recharge. I want to say it can do like a 180 mile range recharge after 15 minutes. That's how these different companies are combating what they call range anxiety. If charging stations, no matter which direction or no matter what place you want to go, are 180 miles apart, it's not unreasonable to recharge, 15 minutes, 12 minutes, and then go that next 180 mile range until you get to your final destination, then get a full recharge overnight. The rates that these other batteries recharge at, your lithium polys and some of these other batteries, is on a different scale than what the lead acid and the nickel cadmium ones were back in the day. So what I'm trying to say in all this is a battery pack on a electric powered bicycle, or call it a moped, wouldn't go as far, pound for pound, even last year as it does today. I discovered something interesting when I was looking at new batteries for my little electric toy cars, and the milliamp hour, like 8,000 milliamp hour blocks that are smaller than what, the 1,500 nickel cadmiums were back in the day. That's like just a little over 1/8 of the capacity from back then. So, say you got an electric chainsaw. If it wasn't plugged into the wall, like the one that I had something like 20 years ago, you could like plug it into the wall, so you had to have this big long ass extension cord. Just because the rate that electric motor pulled, you couldn't put a battery pack on there long enough to operate it under any significance. I don't know about the bigger ones, but I know like my buddy's little Ryobi, it's like a hobby style chainsaw. It can kind of go on. I mean, use it for little limbs and stuff. It's a pretty cool little unit. And an electric motorcycle, they're running them things all over town nowadays. And if you can go all day on a charge, that thing can go 30, 50 miles, get everywhere you need to go, then it's done. So long as you have the ability to recharge it electrically. Ending up with a lot more moving parts. The way I see these things, these power systems, a gallon of gasoline is, in the right application, liquefied energy. Very easy to transport, very easy to transfer, very efficient in its operation. When I went to alternative energy vehicle school for General Motors, they had this big part at the beginning of it about theory and how the internal combustion just had the opportunity to evolve through usage so much further than what electrical did. And there's other technologies out there that I hadn't seen, and this almost piggybacks off of my Atlas Shrugged video there a little bit back, like perpetual energy machine. This was in 94 or 95. At USF, they were talking about some sort of like a Kevlar disc system that attracted static, and you would actually be able to perpetuate energy within that system. And I haven't heard anything about that since then, so I don't know if maybe that system wasn't robust, wasn't practical. I'm really not sure. I've got for me, chainsaw is a Steel 121C, even smaller than your farm one. It's like a little household one with the comfort pull, and I don't know. I'm going to be a long way from an electric chainsaw. Whenever we have a disaster in our area, it's electricity is the most delicate thing, and all the stuff they're talking about, the power grid and everything else. I don't know, man. I think so many of these technologies, they are what they are, but they're putting the cart ahead of the horse, in my opinion. I believe it's a good idea to diversify. Be ready for when there isn't gas. Maybe be ready for when there isn't electric. Not quite ready to hang my hat on good for all solution. I personally don't have a compulsion to get an electric bicycle. Where I work is a little far for it to be practical. Now, if everybody did work on whatever, and everybody rode an electric bicycle, then so be it. But, and I may have mentioned it before, my next truck, so if we go by our whole 10-year truck thing, my next truck, I don't have a problem with it being a hybrid or a full electric. That's just me. Catch y'all later.